What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the update of Breon, the undisputed legend of Classic Physique division. And do not be surprised at all if Classic becomes a big part of history for Breon in 2025. And the man faces a totally new challenge in the form of 212. And that isn't just based on his recent updates, but his general feelings after the Olympia this year. Now he was very disappointed with that 5th place finish, which is the lowest Breon has ever placed since 2016, the year Classic Physique division was created. Now Breon is at a point in his career where we won't be witnessing any major change or improvements in his physique, especially if he's stuck with a weight cap, while some of these other young guys who are coming up so damn fast and who are improving at such a rapid pace. So there is no guarantee that even if Breon brings his all-time best next year at the Olympia, he will still be top 5. He might slide down further in placings. Now, on the other hand, there is no guarantee either that if he switches over to the 212, but at the very least, he will be able to present a more muscular, more rounder, and more fuller physique. So Chris Bumstead, by doing the men's Open Bodybuilding in Prague this year, that also paved the path for some of these classic pros to seek bigger challenges. And Breon himself said that he is inclined towards 212. So let's see what decision he makes. Speaking from a pure financial perspective, 212 doesn't seem to be a good idea, especially for Breon, because the biggest paycheck Breon received in his entire career, that was by winning Dubai Pro this year. Now 212 doesn't have the same kind of prize money, even at the Olympia level, and all the 212 qualifiers, they pay even less. But in my opinion, money isn't gonna be a major factor in him switching over to the 212. Laszlo Kiraly posted a training update literally after months, and here is another guy who is just way too big for Classic Physique. He did just one show in 2024, and that was Texas Pro. And although he did not win that show, but that physique was truly mind-blowing, and he was one of the most classic-looking guy on that stage, and he has those kind of proportions that truly define Classic. Now I do remember that the peak week for Laszlo, that was far from ideal. But the package him and his coach, Patrick Tour, were able to put up together, that was just so damn beautiful. So ever since the Classic Physique division came into existence, all the amazing and aesthetic and shape freaks that we have seen in the last 9 years or so, Laszlo easily made into the top 3 list of guys with the most insane proportions and V-taper. Now we can totally understand why he did not win in Texas, because his back needs more work, more thickness, more density. So the question right now is that, will he stay in Classic or will he move over to the men's Open Bodybuilding in the future? Well, we are gonna find that out next year. Just the one thing that Laszlo said after Texas Pro is that he wants to train hard and heavy for now and not think about competing. Now the thing is that the men's Open Bodybuilding, that is just such a difficult road for all of the guys. The density and the muscularity that those guys in the open have, that is at extreme level. And they are truly mass monsters. They are packed with muscles on top of muscles. And we even saw that at Prague this year, with Sebum versus Martin comparison. Now from the pure Classic Physique perspective, where did you guys rate Laszlo's physique? And what did you guys think? Should he switch over to the men's Open Bodybuilding? We saw the two extremes from Roman Fitz in the last 2 years. In 2023, he made a record of competing in 10 pro shows in a single season, and the most surprising thing was that he was willing to compete in numerous shows, even after earning his first ever Miss Olympia qualification. While this year, which is coming to an end, Roman did not even step on stage once. So him continuously competing after winning the Big Man Weekend back in 2023, that was kind of a mistake, because Roman needed more size, and doing shows after the Olympia made a lot more sense. But not before the Olympia. Now this guy is also a freak of nature when it comes to peaking for all of these bodybuilding shows. He probably has the fastest metabolism because his carbs loading protocol, that is just totally unreal. And out of all the shows that Roman did in 2023, he was not off not even once. And what truly mattered the most in regards to his placings was how much size he was lacking in comparison, especially in the upper half. Now Roman's quads, they are so impressive, and considering that he had 3 hip replacements in the past couple of years. That just goes to show us his dedication and his insane genetics. Now, there has been no official word on whether Roman will be returning to the stage next year or when he will make this comeback, because he dedicated this entire year on building up more size, especially in the posterior chain. So add him to the long list of those guys who just went completely missing in 2024, but they're all gonna make a comeback in 2025. Next up, we have the physique update from Justin Rodriguez, who is prepping for his 5th consecutive Arnold, and he is about 9 weeks out of this upcoming Arnold in March. Now, I have got to say it is Justin's pure love for competing that is still here and ready to go once again, because many people raise this question on why he is still competing when his physique has been on a steady decline since Boston Pro 2022. Now, from placing top 8 at the Olympia back in 2021 to not even getting the first call out at his last show, which was the Legion Sports, that is a clear-cut indication to retire and focus on other important things in life. And even some of the retired RV pros, they agree that the moment your physique starts to go downhill, that's the time to just hang up the posing trunks. Because the thing is, Justin's waist, that has also grown over the years. Plus, his quads just aren't as big as they used to be back in the day. So just looking at his physique from Chicago Pro 2020 and how it just totally changed in 2024, that gives you a pretty good idea that no one can beat Father Time. Maybe Justin should go back to his former coach, AJ Sims, and have this upcoming season with him and see how he compares with all of these current young guys. So Martin-Fitzwater easily wins the title of the Breakout Star of the Year. He took a year off after the Arnold UK back in 2022, and the year that he took off, that paid off big time in the form of a Detroit Pro win, a second place at New York Pro against a guy like Nick Fokker, and finally the big one, a top 4 placing at his Olympia debut, with people making an argument that he could have beaten Derek and placed as high as top 3. And not to forget, he ended the season by winning Prague Pro against a guy like Chris Bumstead. So Martin will be feeling more pressure next year, because this time there was no expectations. But next year, his first encounter, that is gonna be with Nick Fokker, a guy who he has never beaten in the past, and possibly Derek Linsford as well. And we all know Nick Fokker because of that insane conditioning and the sheer mass that he brings to the stage. He is always gonna be super dangerous. So Martin is in the lab, putting in some work, because he knows any show like the Pittsburgh Pro or the Dubai Pro with such heavy prize money, that isn't gonna be a walk in the park, as many of these top Olympians, they are gonna show up at that show. And we have to keep in mind, Behrouz Tabani is also gonna be there at this upcoming Dubai Pro next year. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.